Well, hello there, YouTube. Taking some back roads home on Castle Rock, Washington at the moment. And just kind of cruise along here, thinking of rides and thinking about the upcoming Yosemite meetup. And meeting up with Triple X and Gabe and all those guys in the San Jose area. I got to thinking about a ride. This was right before Portland Honda closed, and me and some sales guys, sales manager, and it's just I don't remember what their titles were at the time. Anyway, we decided to go to the U.S. Grand Prix at Laguna Seca. So one of the guys, I think he used to live in the area or whatever. His name was Mike, and he was going to let us stay at his house there in San Jose. So we all go bombing down. I rode my I think this was 1988. Pretty sure it was 1988. It turned out to be the last U.S. Grand Prix at Laguna Seca for, good Lord, how many years? Long time. It was a long time. It was when Nicky Hayden was the first one to win it on the first time back in however many years it was. But that year, Eddie Lawson won it. And on his beautiful, that red and white Marlboro Yamaha, that thing was so kind of gorgeous. It was a Marlboro Yamaha and a Rothman Hondas. Cool stuff. But anyway, I was just thinking about that. That was a wild ride. I think we drove. I don't think we stayed anywhere. I think we drove straight through from Portland to San Jose. It seemed like we got there pretty late at night. But man, it was a fantastic Grand Prix. Amazing how many people were there. But after the Grand Prix and during the Grand Prix, we all ended up getting separated. And one of the guys, Steve, who he still comes in our store now, he had moved on, and he had bought Boise, I think it was Honda and BMW. There might have been more brands than that, but I know they had Honda and BMW. But anyway, he was running that, and lo and behold, where we parked, well, the house that we stayed at also had a '79 CBX. So the next morning when we went to go to the races, we rode our CBXs together. Anyway, we ended up parking in this area, and there's like, good Lord, there must have been 10 CBXs. And I met Steve and oh God, Ted. We're both riding BMWs. I think they were both riding the triples. What were those things? 750s or something? The K750s or whatever they were called back then. But where we parked and turn around, and there's Steve and Ted. I haven't seen these guys. I mean, they live, how far is Boise from Portland? 500 miles or something? I don't know. Long ways away. And anyway, they parked literally right across from us in this huge field with thousands and thousands of bikes, way down in San Jose. What's the odds? Anyway, we all kind of hung out, ended up with different, things we wanted to check out. So we ended up getting broken up. Well, before cell phones. Well, there were cell phones, but before the general public had cell phones. And so anyway, I never found him again. Never. And so I go back, and I see that the race was over, and I see that Steve and Ted had left, and God, I think most of the people were gone. There was a couple of guys. Dominic, who had this beautiful FZ700 Yamaha, was down there, and he didn't ride down with us, but he had rode down. So we, or maybe he did ride with us. Did he ride down there with us? Shit, I don't remember. I've gone on so many rides, they all get mixed up. Anyway, coming out, the traffic was just crazy coming out of the park, because everybody and their brothers leaving the raceway, you know. Well, that old CBX, it was hotter than hell, and that old thing, you know, she's getting hot. I mean, she's getting real hot. So finally, I just break out, and I just ride down through the grass, and, you know, the cars were so tight together, you could split lanes and stuff down there. And, but anyway, the cars were so tight on this little 2-lane road that was leaving out of there, I just got off on the side and started driving down the grass. Look at this. I never, ever come up with a car through here. Ever. This guy's pulling off somewhere. It's be very irritating to have to follow this guy all the way through here. But, so anyway, I bomb out of there, and I have no idea where this guy's house is. I rode in with the pack of guys, rode out with the pack of guys. I'm not paying attention. I mean, we're like, you know, jumping from one little section of freeway to another, and we're bouncing left and right, you know. And so anyway, I don't know what else to do there. Everybody's gone. And I think Dominic's bike was still there, but, you know, God only knows where he's at. If and when I'll ever find him. I guess I gotta sit there forever, but I just wanted to get the hell out. You know, hot, dusty walking around there. Everybody's leaving, you know, and the majority of the people are still there. I thought, I need to get out while the getting's good. So anyway, I head back to San Jose, and I have no idea how to get back to this guy's house. And I got some of my shit there, you know, because we're just, you know, all the shit we packed down is still in this guy's garage. And so, man, I need to get my stuff back. So I can't just, you know, find a place to stay and go home, you know, which was my option. I was just going to find a hotel or motel, whatever, somewhere. And I don't even have this guy have his home phone number where we were staying at. I mean, this is crazy. We got there later than hell, and then we get up the next morning and bomb out of there, you know. So, you know, simple things you think you would make note of, but I'm with a pack of guys, you know. All these guys know where they're going. I don't. And so anyway, I get back to San Jose, and this main strip I recognized that we pulled off of, that, you know, once we left his house, we ended up on this main strip. But I don't remember, I mean, we're diving through neighborhoods and we pop out. It was some main strip that went through town. And I recognized some stuff. I think it was one of the places we ate at or whatever. But I was so tired that night that I don't remember where we went. It was dark, and I just recognized the place, this one spot. So I thought, well, surely these guys will have to come by here at some point, you know, you would think. But, you know, then you start doubting, is this the same place, or is it, you know, another one like it? And but I see this car wash. And the CBX is just nasty with all the dust and that salty air. I mean, just a mess. So I was going to bugs and everything, so I was just going to wash the bike off. So I take it in the car wash thing there, and you know, stand it back. You don't ever want to wash your motorcycle with a freaking pressure washer. But anyway, got the thing all cleaned up, and I decide, you know, I'm hungry. I'm gonna go to that restaurant, which was a few blocks back from which I came, you know. And so I jump out onto the main strip there, and I'm going nice and slow so the water don't fling up, re-dirty my CBX. And head for that restaurant, and I look up, and to my utter amazement, here's Dominic He was very distinct. It was it blue and yellow or blue and white? I think it was blue and yellow FZ700, and he powder coated the wheels yellow. I mean, that may sound weird, but that thing looks so good. I mean, it really looked good. And the reason it was 700, that was still during the tax tariff thing where you got that 47% tax added to anything over 700 cc's. Reagan's little deal there to try to save Harley Davidson, because Harley Davidson was literally on the brink. But anyway, I could not believe my eyes. And it turns out I had actually, just from little pieces of memory, I was actually just a few blocks from the guy's house. So him and I go, he remembered where the house was, and so him and I go back over there, nobody's there. So he goes, well, you know, I grew up around here. So he went and showed me his parents' old house that he grew up in, and these schools he went to, these beautiful schools up on this hillside. I think it was either an elementary or a grade school that he went to. Oh, it's just so cool looking. This thing is like on the side of a hill. I think that's the coolest little school I've ever seen. This little small private type school, you know. And anyway, him and I bummed around, drove all over Hell's Half Acres there in San Jose, just sightseeing. And we ended up going up to San Francisco and hanging out, you know, downtown, you know, just checking out the things you check out in San Francisco. And you know, we just had a fantastic day. And the reason I bring that up, I was just thinking, you know, of goofing off around San Jose, the Bay Area in general. And anyway, I already have a very, very fond memory of an event. One that kind of started out a little freaky, because I'm wondering, where the hell am I going to stay tonight, and how am I going to get my shit back? And there wasn't no thought of, well, gee, I wish I had cell phone, because didn't even know about cell phones. I was just, you know, the big old brick things that, you know, wealthy people had, you know, and they were so limited. You had to be in the city, you know, because the cell towers didn't go very far, you know. But anyway, not having the guy's phone number, and I'm thinking, you know, geez, why wouldn't I have this guy's address? And I took pictures of our bikes and stuff outside before we took off, and you can see the house address, and it's probably a sign, but there's no digital cameras back then. I'd have to go get the film developed. Well, the film I took that with is in my camera bag in the guy's house, you know. I brought, you know, my camera stuff with me, but not my big camera bag, you know, the one I toted down. I just took what I needed to the races. But anyway, crazy stuff. But what started out to be something a little weird, like, how am I going to figure out where my shit is and find all these guys? Oh, Dominic, and we, you know, we weren't that close, you know. He, you know, there was this Yukon Tavern up the street from Portland Honda, and you know, we'd all meet up there and have a couple cold ones after work. And in fact, for a short period of time, he actually worked for us. And anyway, for a guy you know, I was friendly and everything with him, you know, but we weren't close or whatever. You know, just had the best time hanging out with him that day. And he just basically gave me the sightseers tour. Yeah, I'd been to San Francisco, so I've been back several times since, but you know, I never been with anybody that knew where things were. And San Jose, just, you know, I'd been to San Jose a time or two for the San Jose Mile, the flat track race, but we basically come in, stay at a hotel, go to the races, and it was usually coupled with a vendor's big meeting. And I was a parts manager at at the shop I was working for, so it was one of those things where you went down and you... I'm trying to find the shift lever from the back foot peg. What a moron. Searching and searching. So, anyway, I don't know why I felt the need to tell you that. I was just thinking of the upcoming thing here in July, and having a fond thought of a previous time of taking a group ride. This will be no group ride for me unless some guys in my area end up going to the event and we ride down together, but I don't know. It's a weird time of the year. That's never good for me to take off during that time, because that's our busiest time. But they allow me to do it. I deeply, deeply appreciate that. But so I've been sitting in this seat for 2 hours now. Took a 2-hour trip home, and I gotta say my butt is not feeling any kind of anguish whatsoever. That's cool. I'm a little hungry, so my stomach's talking to me. Kelly makes me a lunch each day, and I burned through it too early. I don't know why. Maybe I was just so busy and it was hot or whatever. I just got hungry early. Ended up finished. I kind of, because I don't really take a lunch, so I just kind of snack as the day goes on, as I get hungry. I was had a tapeworm or something today. I ended up finishing up what I had in my lunch long before the day was over. And Kelly's only been off work for 53 minutes, which actually is probably been less than 20 minutes, because it's usually 6:30 by the time she gets out of there. And I think she was going to hit the feed store and I don't know what else. And because I'm using the Cena, I don't hear her text, because the Cena audio pack in this goofy 20S world is a higher priority than the background noises of my phone. So the phone part of my phone works great. I don't hear text, I don't hear emails, I can't play music. If that Cena audio backpack is turned on my GoPro, I lose everything but my phone function of my phone. And that's very irritating. So anyway, this thing's got to be running out of battery here pretty quick. So it has cooled off quite a bit. It's like 64, it looks like. That's a hell of a 10 degrees cooler after riding that long. Adds up crazy fast. Or adds up, cold building up. Normally I drive around, but I'm not gone for hours in the 60s. That's stuff in the summertime when it's 70 degrees the whole time you're gone, 70, 80, 90, whatever. But anyway, I took quite a bit of video. I think I even did quite a bit going to work, so I know I did plenty coming back. So I appreciate you guys hanging around. I'll look tonight, sort through what I have, and see if there's anything worthy of posting, and we'll see what we come up with. And this little story of the San Jose and the U.S. Grand Prix of 1988, I don't know if I'll use that or not, but if I do, thank you guys very much. And I do appreciate you watching and the comments. I know that I'm really having a hard time getting back to these comments, but I promise you, I keep saying this in other videos, that a lot of videos I haven't used or posted yet, I do absolutely read every single comment. I've got a way of filtering my mail in a way that I sit down, I read through every one, and you know, they'll pop up at work, and I'll glance through them, you know, and then I just got this thing all sorted out, so I do see every comment. So if I get to you, you know, obviously you'll know, but if I don't let that sway you from leaving more comments, because I do read them and I very much so appreciate them. So thanks for that. And on that note, with the sun at my back and the open highway ahead of me, I'm gonna roll out. So you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. We'll talk at you later now. We'll see you. Thanks. Bye-bye.